Hello, I'm remaking somewhat of the video I made to display the wine thing because I realized after watching it that where my head was over what I was demonstrating. So you'll come right here. You're going to open a terminal. You can do that by clicking menu, then clicking terminal. Hopefully that can be seen right there. Okay, I've already installed it, so I don't need to do it again, but you'll start here, right here. If you're installing anything outside of the software manager or software boutique, you're going to just copy and then you're just going to paste like that, hit enter, wait for it to finish its steps. It might prompt you for a password and it might ask you yes or no. Just type the letter Y and then hit enter, and that will get you through the rest. And just work your way down. Next would be this line. Next would be this line. So you would copy and paste this line, hit enter, then you would copy and paste this line, hit enter. Then you're going to pick one of these depending on your release. You only need one of them. Same thing, copy and paste the line in the command, in the terminal I mean, and then sudo apt update. This actually fixed my software boutique. At first, when I first installed, my software boutique wouldn't even launch, and then after sudo apt update, it grabbed all the correct packages and it launched just fine, and then did a small update, which I was pretty happy about. And then the stable branch. And once you have it installed, instead of it being a program similar to like up here where you find your programs, here, let me move me over here. Like up here where you find your programs, wine doesn't show up here because it's not quite how you use it. What you're going to do is you use the wine for EXEs because by itself Linux doesn't handle EXEs well. Here, hold on me. There. And you're going to just go like that. Seeing you're prompted with what looks kind of like a Windows install shield, and this should work for most of your Windows programs. So if you're a little scared about moving to Linux because you're afraid that you won't be able to do certain things in Linux that you do in Windows, most that I've found so far, and I've been using Linux for over a decade, most Windows programs are going to run just fine under Wine. Now, when Wine a decade ago was first starting, it had a lot of issues. Actually, I don't know when Wine started, but I know they've been around for a decade, so I think they started around that time. I don't know. Let me look it up. I don't think it's going to be able to find the Wine Linux original release date. Let's see when they first started. 25 years ago. Wow. They've been around for a while. It's pretty impressive. I do notice that when using Wine, sometimes, like for instance, when playing RuneScape, I'll get stutters. I'm not sure if that is issues with my graphics driver or if it's actually that. However, I have found that, hold on, I'll show you in a second. I have found that going into Mate Tweak and then, wow, Linux runs so fast. It's so fast. It's just so fast. It really takes the cake, in my opinion, with solid state drives. It's just so fast. If I'm having issues with it, I'll go with like this adaptive one. I've noticed with this one I'll get stutters, and with this one I'll get stutters. With Wine specifically, that does anything video graphics. I also know that I think Steam's supported by Linux, so I think Steam even has its own compatibility layer inside of it to get some of the games playing that. Oh wow, I thought. Okay, also available on. Okay. Now, it's been a long time since I installed a deb package, so let's see if I can do this. I mean, it's been years. Hopefully I can just open it. Wow. They have really, really came a long way. Look at that. Look how easy that is. Install package. That is incredible. I mean, yeah, it's Steam, so it's a mainstream type of thing, but the fact that you can open a dev package so easily, that's beautiful. And they even give you the terminal option. One of the best things about Linux, you can try to figure out what it's doing. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. That was fast. Installation finished. Now, will it be just... Oh, wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I really am. Good job. Alright, right there. Okay, see how I did that? Now, that might have just been because it's doing updating Steam or downloading Steam. That's a possibility. But it will do that sometimes. It will do the stutters. And I know it's loading up all the stuffs for the first time, and that's fine. However, yeah, like that right there. So if I try this one, I think that fixes the issue somewhat. Maybe it's just because... No, it's still doing it. Maybe this one. Advanced GPU accelerated desktop effects. Personally, I like to turn off the animations. It's just something I like. I don't feel that I need them. I mean, it looks really nice and pretty when it does it, but I don't feel like I need them, and I actually feel like the amount of time you wait for animations actually does slow you down. But maybe that's like an old school type of mindset. However, I'm very happy I got Linux. I'm very happy I can run RuneLite in it, so I can be able to play my RuneScape, which is very important to me. Please doing it again. Just keep playing around with it. I know one of them for sure. It doesn't bug out at all on. I just gotta... Maybe this one? Nah, it bugs out even worse. I don't know, it's one of them. I also like the fact that you can switch through them so quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a big pain in the butt to change. It's really nice. It's it's really nice. I actually prefer this one. The reason I've heard some people compare it's closer to Windows. To me, this is closest to Linux Mate that I get. I know this is Ubuntu Mate, however you say it. I think it's Mate, but I don't know. What I do know is I also pronounced Ubuntu wrong for the longest time. I used to call it Ubuntu because I thought, or Ubuntu, but it's Ubuntu, whatever that means. And yeah, just play around with it. You'll figure it out. And you know, it's not end of the world. The flickering isn't end of the world. It might be bad for someone that has epilepsy, but I don't have epilepsy, so it's not really that much of a concern. It's kind of an eyesore, but eyesore in the sense that, you know, it's like a pet peeve. You want everything to run as, you know, well as possible. And yeah, like that. Maybe if I keep it maximized. I noticed when it doesn't, when the mouse is coming over the windows specifically for some reason. Yeah, but it looks great. I think it looks great for RuneScape, you know. Look at that. I don't really got any screen tearing. I got some that I'm noticing, but it kind of looks like a layer like this. So there might be a VSync option turned on that I don't know about. Or it might not be turned on at all. I prefer to play with no VSync if I'm possible to do so. I know some people really like VSync. It gives them the feeling more so of a console type of feel, like how the consoles work. But I'm pretty sure that certain consoles, game consoles, use VSync. Now I might completely have that backwards, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So people like that kind of feel of the way the video looks. Personally, me, I don't want a frame per second cap, and I don't want any VSync. I'll take my screen tearing for performance, for faster pixels. I can handle screen tearing, is my point. Some people can't. They want the image not to be teared in any way. They don't want it. I'm not a fan of I'll use it, but I'm not a fan of like pan and scan or zooming. I don't like zooming, which some might be happening now. I don't like it. I don't like any time computer programs try to change the image in a different way and display it differently than what it was intended to be displayed as. Like, I don't have a good enough example, but maybe people out there know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but it's downloading Steam. It looks like it's doing just fine. I do have the Steam directory already on my D drive, so there's a good possibility I won't even have to re-download my games. Because I know if you keep your Steam directory on a hard drive, I got 2 hard drives. I got 2 hard drives. So I keep most of my programs, videos, stuff like that on my D drive. And it's a separate drive, and then I have my operating system on my C drive. And then basically use the D drive as storage. I turned off RAID, otherwise I couldn't get this to run. I could not get Linux to play nice with the BIOS RAID. It would not even, it was like no, it wouldn't even see my C drive, which was weird because the C drive and D drive are different sizes, so they don't run the RAID that mirrors. So that kind of threw me off at first. Basically, I booted up in UEFI, created UEFI partition of Ubuntu while installing, and it works. So I'm happy about it. All right, that's enough for now. I hope everyone's having a great day. Goodbye for now.